Were you aware of the fact that you played 47 or nearly 47 minutes tonight?
Yeah, because I felt it in the fourth quarter and overtime. Then I saw Midian play. Well, I guess it was needed. So it feels good if you win the game.
What was your perspective of the Tyrese, the goaltend, the no call at the end of the regulation?
Yeah, obviously that's tough. Obviously, thankfully we won. That would have been pretty bad. That's why we have all these reviews and the challenges and all that stuff. So, the only thing that I wish was that, obviously, Bryce are human still. We all make mistakes. But in those situations, I know we want to speed the game up, but in those situations, I kind of wish just like in football, just get it right. It doesn't matter how long it takes. And that's a quick review too. So, just make sure you leave the game in the players' hands, and yeah.
On that note, how were you guys able to move on from that and play well in overtime to win the game?
Yeah, I mean, we got a job to do. We want to win the game. So, just get back and focus. Big shot by Pete to start the overtime. And then defensively, just locking in. We did a better job in the second half for sure.
Joe, how does the offense change a little bit with Kelly in that starting lineup?
Obviously, it's nothing against anybody, but it's the same. It doesn't change anything. Tyrese is going to get the ball. He's going to get a lot of shots. We're going to involve everybody. So, everybody just has to do their job. I'm going to get the ball. But I just got to make sure we got the right spacing. Kelly was great. And that's the second game that, I feel like he's back to where it was once you start the season. So when you add an offensive threat like that in the lineup and you don't give up anything defensively, that's going to take you places.
You've allowed yourself to be reflective at points this season. It was 2 years ago that you had your 70-point game. Just when you sort of, I guess, connect those two things, what you did tonight with that, does that feel poetic or does that feel...
Yeah, I was just saying after the game that maybe I should have a baby on January 22nd. It should be a good day. So, me and my wife, when I get home, we're probably going to talk about, start making those calculations and, make sure that we're trying to have a baby on January 22nd.
But seriously, when you sort of look at the checkpoints or your own steps to get to this point, have there been moments throughout this early part of the season that you've sort of said, okay, this feels good. Okay, this feels good. Okay, I'm able to do this now, right? When you sort of look back on all of that.
I mean, to start the season, I was in and out. But the good thing was that, there was other things. So I had to focus. Obviously, when you start putting so much focus on, what has been a problem, for the last few years. You don't tend to forget about everything else, but, you don't put as much focus as you don't put as much focus on other things. So I just had to, take a step back and, focus on everything. I'm just glad to be consistent. Obviously, not allowed to play back-to-backs yet. Just, whenever I can play, is just happy to be consistent and playing every game.
Was this a game that you guys kind of need, just kind of having a tough one?
Yeah, obviously we've been terrible at home, but when I say needed to win, I think, at this point of the season is all about trying to get some consistency. Trying to get a couple in a row. Obviously, it's hard when you got the most back-to-backs in the league, and obviously, not being available for both games. If you don't win one, it's kind of hard to get that consistency. But that's not an excuse. We're gonna be better. I think tonight we took a step, especially the last game when we were in this position where we just didn't execute down the stretch, and tonight play faster, like I told the guys, just defensively we're better.
Joe, you had a really good rebounding game tonight. I think it was your best rebounding game this season. I guess is that just about how you're feeling physically, or did something about the game flow contribute to that?
No, I mean, I don't like to put too much focus on rebounding because I feel like I still do my job. Sometimes I might not go for rebounds, but I do block out whoever I'm guarding and trying to give, my guys a chance to go get it. So that's why, I don't focus so much on the rebounding numbers. Still getting used to playing in traffic. But yeah, to me, it's all about, doing your job. And, my job is to either go get it or box out my man and making sure he doesn't get it and allow, my teammates to go get it. So, I don't really care about the defense, the rebounding numbers.
You mentioned the defense that you thought you guys were really good down the stretch, especially just what do you feel like you guys did best on that end of the floor to walk them down?
Yeah, I think in the first half, I told the guys, we needed to help, whoever was guarding KD because obviously all that offense was basically him. We didn't, we made it too easy for him in the first half. He felt like he was basically in the summertime just working on his game. We told them we needed to shrink the ball, shrink the floor, and help whoever was guarding them. So I thought we did a better job of just being aggressive and shrinking the floor, making sure he doesn't see too much space, which he did in the first half. So, once we did that, we were able to, get stops and play fast.
For him to near 46 minutes, and it didn't seem like he lost much steam towards the end of the game, triple-double, I guess. Just what does that tell you about the amount of progress that he's made?
Yeah, it's certainly a pretty big step forward, I think, for sure. It wasn't, once you go to overtime, you're going to tack on 5 there. I wasn't planning on running him the full 12 in the fourth, obviously. Wanted to get him a couple minutes there, but just couldn't quite sneak it in there as the way the game was. So it's great to see. He'll getting in shape here pretty soon if he's playing that many minutes. Yeah.
Nick, the decision to go to Kelly tonight, obviously what went into that was a matchup basis. Is this something based on the performance we saw that you might roll with moving forward?
Yeah, I think more performance-based probably than anything. It's a tough one. I think Barlow's played outstanding again tonight, but Kelly obviously has been a pretty big spark plug getting to the rim, just guarding a really tough matchup every night as well. So went that way. He's pretty experienced as well, right?
I guess what was your kind of point of view on the non-call with the goaltending?
Well, I don't have the greatest view all the time. And I think Tyrese almost like on purpose tried to get it to the backboard extra quick, right? He almost like threw it into the backboard real quick. Listen, they're supposed to call those. If there's any chance at all, it's a goaltend because they can review it. And if they can't review it, if they don't call it. But if they, so they can get it right? And I've actually been in games with those guys that they've called more than like 2 or 3 times, and you get it when they call it, right? But they didn't. I guess they just thought it was too far under, or they didn't see it, so they didn't call it.
What was the message? What was the message to your team after that moment where you guys should have had a 2-point lead late in regulation, going into overtime? And what does it say about the resiliency of the team that you were able to overcome that and still win the game?
Well, I said to them during one of the timeouts there at the end, and even post game, I said, listen, we played really well. We just had a stretch. I think it was a stretch where we missed like 5 wide open shots in a row, and we went down like 9, I think. And that's gonna happen, man. Like, you can't do anything but execute your offense and look for great shots, and sometimes they're not gonna go in, and we just gotta make sure we don't give up any transition when we don't score. And it's gonna happen, and you're gonna find yourself down 8, 9, 10, and you're gonna have to battle back. And I think they obviously did. They hung in there, and I thought we had a bunch of really good plays at the rim. Tyrese made one, Kelly made one kind of in transition. So they kept just playing, and that's what I was just trying to get them to do, because there was nothing wrong. It wasn't like we weren't getting shots, or we weren't getting the right shots, or the right guys weren't. There's nothing. It was we just happened to miss like a stretch of 4 or 5, and they hit some bombs. Right, that's going to happen. You've got to keep playing.
You mentioned the word execution. It felt like it was probably one of your highest level execution games between hunting the switches with Joel, getting him on smalls, and then end of the game, Tyrese able to attack the way he was. So I guess, how did you feel about the offense?
Well, I felt really good because it wasn't easy because they were moving pieces like crazy, right? They were moving matchups and they played a whole bunch of different schemes, and we're trying to get certain guys, in certain places, trying to keep certain guys out of things. So the guys did a good job. There was a few new wrinkles to some kind of old stuff we've been running a lot that we got to sprinkle in there tonight too that were good. And I thought we reacted for the most part really good to the double teams and stuff too. So yeah, it was pretty good.
How big was Paul the down the stretch? It seemed like he didn't have the great
great
game, but then he comes up with 2 huge defensive.
It was great that he pulled that off considering where he was at going into overtime. Right? He just, won again, like 3 quick fouls, a little bit touchy, 1 push off, and he gets 10 minutes in the first half or something because of foul trouble. Hard for him to ever really get into the game. And tried to get him into a little bit and call a couple plays for him. But most of the time they were switching and ended up going right back inside to Joel on some of those. So he didn't really get any looks there. But to come out and hit, obviously that one he hit in the corner was huge. And then to come out and come off again, that was a little bit of a wrinkle into a play we run quite a bit that we haven't run before. And he comes off and hits that top of the key 3. But then he had that huge block. So he got into the game. I mean, got to touch it some, he's got to score it some, and then we'll see some defensive stuff out of him too.
You made the decision to have Kelly and PG kind of guarding Şengün and KD and kind of switch that. I guess, what was the thinking behind that? And then was there communication with them to kind of know who to have when, or were they kind of doing that?
Well, it just depended on what they were running. Like one of the things we were doing was when they were pinning down for KD, we were switching to deny, so that automatically got us into a switch. So then they would flip-flop guys right there on that, and KD, that's like his specialty, right? So he does it quite a bit. That was one thing. I mean, we had to move PG off him a little bit because of foul trouble. We had to. I thought Barlow came in, battled him, fouled him some, but he used a couple good ones. And just again, I mean, KD was awesome. And I was more disappointed in the times we let him get free. Like we lost him once or twice in transition. We lost him a couple times on offensive rebound kickouts. It's hard. We need everybody to go in and rebound, and they were really hard to keep off the glass. And then we doubled him once and then lost him on a double, which is that we can't have that, right?
Nick, Joel's had a couple of very good passing games lately. I guess what do you attribute that to? Do you see him floor better, or?
I just think that he's getting rid of it much earlier. You know what I mean? I mean, I think it's kind of like, I don't know, he sees the double coming, and as they're coming toward him, he's getting rid of it. So there's kind of ball going that way, they're still coming this way, rather than waiting till he's totally surrounded and he can't even get his arms, he's just getting rid of it, I think, a little bit quicker. I think, yeah.
Is part of that understanding with his teammates and knowing kind of where they are?
Well, I hope so. I mean, it's again, they got to have great spacing, and we need some great cutting. They got to be in the places where he in his line of vision. So that's their job to do that.
You talked already a little bit about the starting group. That 5-man lineup really hasn't seen much time together this season. I guess just what did you like about that group to go with it, and what did you see from it tonight?
Well, I think it's certainly a pretty potent offensive group, right? And Kelly kind of fits in with the shooting of PG and Tyrese. Right? VJ's kind of the hybrid. He'll cut and shoot, but Kelly's kind of Kelly does too, obviously, but he's a really good cutter, especially him and Joel. So it's a pretty potent offensive group, and I think if KO and PG are going to give that effort on defense, I think VJ and Tyrese always give a pretty good effort on defense, and then now we've got a group that's playing at both ends, right?
You matched your win total from last season tonight. I know 24 wins is not the goal.
It's awesome. Hope we can get one more this year.
I guess, what do you think the big difference is at this point?
Well,
Last year?
obviously we're much healthier, right? We got our main guys playing. I think there's some more athleticism and youth to survive a little bit better when we do have a couple of guys banked up. So, and they fight. I think. I mean, there's only been a couple nights this year that we haven't come out and at least gives ourselves a chance to win, and that's pretty good so far.
Dick, I know it's a lot.
Last couple
A lot of
questions.
season left. This was a good win for you guys to get at home, a place that you've been struggling.
Mm-hmm.
You just talk about
Yeah, it was huge. We needed a good home win. We needed beat somebody really good. We needed a good, tough, close game win, and hopefully we can get some momentum off it. We certainly need to play better at home.
Allowing you to get going again.
Just play opened up for me, and defensively, I pride myself to be the best version and be the best defender for this group. Obviously, we have a wide range of great defenders on this team, but I just take pride on that end. And again, like I said, I think I can win every possession defensively. At least that's how I try to go play defense. Is to affect and try to win and get a stop every time I'm on that side. And then offensively, ball found me for some openings.
So I know, obviously, I know last year didn't go the way you guys hoped it would, but how does it feel to be halfway through this year, to be where you guys are at? Obviously, had some injuries early, but to be in the middle of the East standings, be able to build some momentum like this, have you guys out there all playing together, having success against a high-level team like this, does it feel like you're starting to maybe see kind of a vision of what you thought this could be when you came here?
Yeah. And, not to discredit, any team that beat us. But if you look at the losses, a lot of those very winnable games that we could very well be top 2, top 3 in the East. To look at the bigger picture. But yeah, night and day in terms of where the vision we had for last year. It's kind of this is what we saw. Being a team that could be a force and compete. At the end of the day, just compete. And when the chips fall, anything can happen. So I think that's what we're designed to be. We just got to keep chipping away. I think we're getting better on the fly. We've got to be one of the when it's 5 points and under or going into OTs, we got to be leading the league in that. So that has to pay off. When it's late April, early May, like it's got to translate at that time that we've been there before. For us, we just got to get there and just take one game at a time and just keep chipping away.
What was your perspective of the no call, the Tyrese goal?
Yeah, that was bad. It was a double goal too. That was bad. Luckily, basketball guys was on our side to win the game tonight. But yeah, that was bad.
To see Joel do what he did tonight, just what are you continuing to see him like kind of find that on both ends of the floor as he continues to work his way back to the healthy?
Yeah. I mean, he won't say it probably, but you got to have solid competitive juices when you have another marquee big, another superstar rising, and Alperin, and he's he won't say it, but if me in that position and when I was in his spot and there's guys under me that was coming up, I took it personal to kind of still be the force out there. And, he dominated. He dominated. Big fella took it upon him to really take over, and I thought he was a vintage Joel tonight.
In addition to the basketball gods, how are you guys able to put that frustrating no call behind you and play well in overtime to win the game?
Well, we had momentum. We felt we had momentum. We just had to come out and overtime and continue to play how we finished the game off. It was a lot for us to piggyback off of. So at that point, the momentum was on our side.
You got a new starting group tonight. I guess just what did you see out of that group tonight?
Continuity. Continuity. I thought it was great. Finally get back out there with KO. Obviously, DB's been phenomenal for us in the starting lineup, but that's KO. That's my running mate. So it was great to get back out there, and it just felt like this was a group that's been out there for a while. And, you know, I thought we got better with our communication. I thought we were on the same page early. And, you know, I thought everything is starting, you know, to improve. We're getting better. Just talking, knowing what each other, you know, like out of space, taking turns, matching up with different people. So it was great to get him back out there with him.
You've talked a lot about Kelly these last couple of years. What is it about him that you enjoy playing with him so much?
He defends how I defend. You know, Kelly wants to get, you know, every stop and make big plays defensively and take matchups and challenge the best player and, you know, put his nose literally in it. You know, every time he's just fearless defensively. And on the floor, period, he's just fearless. And so, you know, you need that, you know, type of intensity in someone. So, you know, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. That type of spirit on the court energizes me to, you know, just go out there and try to play as hard as I can.
Was that the perspective you had of him before you got here, or is that an appreciation you developed for him?
No, you know, being on the other side, he always matched up with me, and we've had our fair shares of documented, you know, whatever you want to call it. We've had our back and forths, and so it was always an appreciation. I knew every time we matched up, I was going to get the best out of him, and he was going to get the best out of me. And we left it on the court, and so, you know, now it's an appreciation to see the process from start to finish. Now with him on this side, how he approaches the game. You know, he puts his heart and soul in, you know, every time he steps on that floor, his heart and soul is in it. So it's now an appreciation for it because, you know, he's a warrior, man. He suits up and he don't complain. He goes out there and does his job.
Since you've gotten here, have you and him talked about those, whatever you want to call it?
Nah, it was you know, it was love. You know, it was funny actually. When I first got traded, he worked out at the gym I work out at, and I didn't even, you know, expect to see him there. And it wasn't even a word said. We just kind of just hugged each other when we first saw each other, just, you know, realizing we're teammates now. And again, it was never that we had anything personal against each other. It was just two guys competing. And so it was love instantly when we first saw each other. And, you know, it's always love. It's brotherhood, and it's always love from there.
Was there a moment or a stretch of time this season where you started to think, okay, Joel's starting to get it back?
Yeah. Him dunking, him blocking shots, him going for rebounds, him, you know, that takes a lot on him. And so, you know, he's starting to feel it, and, you know, he's getting better, and you know, that competitive juice, and you know, everything is starting to flow. Like, you see it, you know, even with him at practice. And so, you know, you could see he was coming back. He was starting to, you know, form back into the Joel Embiid that we all have seen him dominate in this league. So it was definitely refreshing, just from a personal level. Now, you know, dealing with injuries and how that takes a toll on you, you know, it's just always great to see someone, you know, start to, you know, get back to themselves, because it is taxing and it wears on you.
Tyrese, after they had that big run, just think about the way you guys showed your composure to bounce back and then take over the overtime.
I think we were just resilient tonight, man. We had to fight through some adversity, like you said. Reed Shepherd came in and gave them a big lift, hit some big shots, but you know, we stayed with it.
What was did they give you like an explanation at all on the no call on the goaltend there, or?
Nope.
Because what was your kind of reaction, I guess, when they didn't call it?
Just get to the overtime, try to win it there. That's it. I just was surprised. I kind of like just laid it on the backboard. So, but it happens, man. We are humans.
After regulation. I'm sorry. Go ahead, D.
Did you look at it on the replay?
I looked at it. I saw it. It just happens sometimes, man. It's how it goes.
What were you guys saying to one another after regulation? That's a pretty frustrating moment there, and how were you guys able to overcome that and find a way in overtime?
Yeah, Trendon was a big voice in there just saying 5-minute game. 5-minute game. Joel stepped up and said, listen, things happen. Let's go get a W. You know, I was kind of like, that shouldn't happen, but it happened. So, but that was good resilience by us, man. Like those are tough games to win. You get down, or you go up, you get down, fight all the way back, think you about to win it basically, and then got to go to overtime, and we won it. So that was good.
How big was Paul for you? How big was Paul for you guys?
Huge.
Because he didn't have the greatest game.
Mhm.
2 big shots, defensive plays. What did that kind of say about?
Yeah, his defense was really, really, really huge for us, man. Like he just got some steals and deflections. He was just in the way, you know what I'm saying, disruptive. And then the 2 threes that he hit was huge. So.
Were you cognizant of the fact that Joel played almost 47 minutes tonight? And I guess, what is your perspective on where he's at physically, like what you can see watching him and playing with him?
Yeah, physically he looks good, man. He looks good. He's moving well. He walked into the locker room after the game and said, "There's no way I should ever play more minutes than Tyrese." And I said, "No, that's great. You should do it more often." But he was good, man. He's, y'all know my quote about Joel, and he's just getting back to himself slowly but surely. And he's doing it in a different way, kinda, but like he's just really locked in and really bought into this team, and we appreciate him for that.
How gratifying is that though? Because I mean, on the 2 years ago today was the day he scored 70 against the Spurs, and then a couple days.
He was close, huh?
Yeah, it was close. Yeah, but a couple days later after that game, obviously he had that injury, and it's kind of been a wild ride for him. How gratifying is it for you as a teammate just to see him back to where he's at?
Yeah, it's just great, man. Like all of us being healthy feels so good. Honestly, if you want me to be completely honest with you, like it's like a good feeling knowing that we have so many options that we can go to. Like Jabari, we can throw Jabari in there. We can throw Trent in there. We can throw Barlow in there. We can start Barlow. We can start Kelly. We can the list goes on and on and on and on. And it's like that is a good thing for us, and I think it's gonna do wonders for us, down the road.
Were you cognizant of the fact that dunk gave Joel a triple double?
He just kept saying, "Dunk it, dunk it," and I was like, "Well, let me just dunk it just in case you never know, you know what I'm saying? We missed 2 free throws, and so I just want to try to dunk it real fast."
What were your thoughts on the starting lineup in terms of just kind of having 5 guys out there that can kind of do things off the dribble, shooting pass, and just the offensive.
Right. I think the biggest thing is like not we got some we're all going to just shoot those threes and knock those threes down. Like if they try to pack the paint on load up on Joel and myself, like we kicking it out to shooters and we're going to shoot the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like we want everybody 1 through however many players we have on our team. If you open from 3, we want you to shoot it. You got to take those threes and make those threes. So that was good for us. That starting lineup was good, man. Like we fought our tails off, played the right way. I don't know. Is that the first time that group started? Yeah. Oh, well.
4 possessions all season.
How many?
4 possessions all season.
4 possessions all season. Wow. So I guess that means that was our practice. We ain't practiced either, so.
If you guys are getting healthier and being right back, are you finding guys now beginning to settle in on certain roles with this team and knowing what they have to do, what the responsibilities are?
Yeah, I think so, man. Like that's probably a big thing that we will discuss soon about just knowing, hey, this is your role. This is what you need to do every single night. I think a lot of guys know their roles though, and they're kind of settling into them, and that's a good thing. That's a big thing that I really realized with the Jabaris and the Barlows. Like they play their role and they're stars in their roles, and they done a good job with that. Training tonight did a good job with that as well. So we appreciate those guys for knowing their roles and being stars in them.
Where'd you get your hat?
I don't know. Mark just gave it to me.
Is that your official endorsement of that nickname?
It just looked cool.
Tyrese, that last shot, was there a little bit of kind of exercising some demons, between how tonight went with the no call, but also the struggles at home as of late? Was that kind of a vindicating moment for you?
The last shot, my shot?
When you guys were already up and you had the ball down the end of the bucket, closing seconds of overtime.
Oh, when I dunked it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
Just
know.
having fun?
I just caught the ball. I was like, man, I'm dunk it.
Tyrese, what have you learned about compartmentalizing? Like, I think you were 2 for 10 from 3 in regulation, right? But over these last couple of years in particular, what have you learned about setting that part of the game aside and just I got to keep attacking, I got to keep providing for my team?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is like I can make every shot that I shot tonight. Honestly, 3-wise, I thought it was going in, but it's okay. Like that's the reason why you work on your game, so many different aspects of it. Being able to make some middies tonight, some floaters, then getting all the way to the rim, making layups, and also getting to the paint, making plays for others. and then just playing defense. Like whatever it takes for me to win, or us to win, like I don't really care how it looks. If I'm being honest with you, of course I would love to make a three, but it's okay. I'm sure that'll come.
Kevin Durant's a pretty uniquely talented superstar guy his size and the ability to shoot. I guess when you're on him, what are you trying to make him do first and foremost?
Just make him uncomfortable. Like he's just so tall, man. He's so tall. He has solid handle. He knows how to play the game. So like our thing is just make him uncomfortable, get up, pressure him, try to like pressure his dribble a little, make him spin, make him turn. Our help will be there and try to get some steals off of him. And I think we did that tonight.
You guys matched your win total tonight from last season. 24 wins is obviously not your goal, and you're winning more. But
ouch.
How much more enjoyable is this season than what everyone went through last season?
I mean, yes, it's 100% more enjoyable. But anytime you're winning, you're not gonna complain about that. But I think the biggest thing is like I think I said it in media day. Every single day we're gonna stack days. Every single day we're gonna like come out here and try to be the same team every single night. No matter who's playing, no matter who's available, we're going to just go out there and play extremely hard and fight to get wins. And I think this team is really doing that. Like, honestly, like whether I play, whether Joe plays, whether VJ plays, whether Paul, I can go down the whole list. Guys are stepping up and they're going out there and competing every single night. Doesn't mean you're going to win every single night, but as long as you're competing, it's all you can ask for to give yourself a chance.
You talked about the starting group. How much of a boost did Kelly give you guys overall tonight?
Yeah, he was great, man. He was great. That scoring punch is really good for us, Teams try to load up and kind of overhelp. And for him to knock down those threes, him to be aggressive in the paint, I think he had some really good passes tonight as well. Just like get into the paint, drop off to Joel, get to the paint, kick out. That's huge. And what he brings on the defensive end, his intensity. I told him, like when he first came back, I said, just go out there and do those Kelly things you do. Like he's the only one that can frustrate somebody and get an offensive foul and knock the ball off their leg. And he does a really good job with those things.
Last season, you guys had the meeting in Miami, you had the Denver game, where obviously the chemistry and just the general morale was very low. I guess this season, how much different is the morale off the court and the chemistry off the court for you guys?
It's funny. Like our chemistry on the court, off the court last year wasn't bad. Like we like each other. You know what I'm saying? This group likes each other. I think the biggest thing is we're healthy. I think, like I said, we got to the space where it doesn't matter who's on the court, doesn't matter who's playing. We're going to go attack and be aggressive every single night and go out there and fight our tails off. And when you do that, you always give yourself a chance to win in this league. Sometimes it's just about going out there playing hard. And it's not always about making baskets. Like it's 82 games, you're going to miss some shots. So that would even out.
Does it surprise you that you are 500 at home?
Surprise me? Like
12 and 12?
Oh. I mean, yeah, we've dropped some at home for sure. Definitely dropped some at home that, we probably didn't want to. But, it happens. Our fans show up for us every single night. Honestly, like they're here, sell our crowd every single night. So we're just trying to win some games, man. We're trying to win some games, whether it's home, on the road. And, winning this league is tough. It's tough, man. It's tough. It's going to be a dogfight every single night, especially when you have good teams coming in, like the Rockets that we just played. That's a good team, and they've been doing a really good job. They just beat the Spurs, I think, a couple nights ago. So that's a good team. It's a good team win, a good home win for us. So.
Thank you.
Oh, my bad.
If you could pick a second player to represent Philly and All-Star with you, which
process?
Process?
Yeah, y'all go make sure that he gets an All-Star game. I don't know if how this works, but yeah, Joel Embiid needs to be an All-Star game. Hey,
thank you.
Where are Sixers? Put that on there. Joel Embiid needs to be an All-Star game.
That's the coaches, bro.